Keep on standing by the power of the living God and place your life in His hands, because it all depends on whose hands it's in. A violin in my hands will make a squeaky sound, but a violin in Itzhak Perlman's hands creates the music of the masters, because it all depends on whose hands it's in. A basketball in my hands is worth 480 rand, but a basketball in the hands of Shaquille O'Neal is worth about 30 million, because it depends on whose hands it's in. A tennis racket in my hands is a dangerous weapon, but a tennis racket in Venus Williams' hands is a Wimbledon's champion, because it depends on whose hands it's in. A golf club in my hands gets the ball dripping down the pathway, but a golf club in Tiger Woods' hands is a Masters champion, because it depends on whose hands it's in. A slingshot in my hands, it's a kid's toy, but a slingshot in David's hands will drop the Goliath in your life, because it all depends on whose hands it's in. A rod in my hands can beat off the animals, but a rod in the hands of Moses can part the Red Seas of your life, because it depends on whose hands it's in. Spit and clay in my hands will get you a little mud cake, but spit and mud in Jesus' hands will open up the blind eyes and set forth the difference, because it depends on whose hands it's in. 2 fishes and 5 loaves of bread in my hands will get you a couple of fish sandwiches, but 2 fishes and 5 loaves in Jesus' hands will feed the 5,000, because it depends on whose hands it's in. A piece of material in my hands is just the bottom of my coat, but a piece of material in the hands of the woman with the issue of blood who pushed her way through the crowd is salvation and wholeness and faith, because it depends on whose hands it's in. Nails in my hands might get you a little birdhouse, but nails in Jesus' hands, hanging on a cross, hanging between 2 thieves with a spear in his side, blood dripping down his hands, nails in his feet and on his hands, is a salvation for the whole world, because it all depends on whose hands it's in. You put that ministry in your hands, it's doomed, but when you put it in the hands of Jesus, you will go from Jerusalem to Judea and Samaria to the uttermost ends of the earth, because it all depends on whose hands it's in.